let me come to the metaverse first of all. So the slide is in front of you, right? So metaverse is, in the simplest term, the metaverse is the internet but in 3D, right? So everyone knows now that what is internet, but whereas if I talk about the people in 90s, right, it was in 93, 94 in India, nobody was even having access to the computers. And by 98, 99, we started accessing the internet. The application areas of internet has changed over 2000 onwards to 2010 and 2020. Now, the last 2 decades, the accessibility on internet has seen a lot of changes, and one of the major changes this metaverse. Right now, it is not only 2D; it is we are working on the 3D platforms now. Metaverse is not a thing a company builds. It is not something which is a software which is built by Microsoft or Meta or the Facebook or something like that. No, it is not like that. It is the next chapter in the internet overall, right? This is what basically the future of internet, right? That was predicted in 2010, 2007, 8, and 9 onwards, right? So 2010, 2012 onwards, we saw massive change in the usage, in the interaction, human computer interaction, right? HCI we call it, and a lot of changes we saw because that was due to lot of hardware changes, right? Good bandwidth available, right? The proliferation of internet at a very grassroots levels in the rural areas as well. So that's why a new area, new paradigm has changed. The computer screens we operate today to connect to the worldwide web of knowledge that evolved portals to 3D virtual world. Now that simple text output, now it is converting to the 3D virtual world, right? The digital facsimiles of ourselves or avatars move freely from one experience to another experience. Now, we want that if we cannot go to a meeting in Los Angeles or California over the night, I want my avatar to go over there virtually, right? We in 2010 or 2000 or onwards, 2000 to 2010 decade, we saw telepresence, right? We saw how we connect to virtual meeting, right, and try connecting to try attending some online meeting or something like that. But whereas now we want to teleport ourselves, we want my avatar to attend the meeting, right, to give gestures, right, to talk, right, to listen to the people, right. That is what basically a metaverse is. That was basically the word was introduced in 92 only, but whereas the physical things, what you see today, that was available very late. So, what is Metaverse? Metaverse is a concept of what many of the computer industry now acknowledge is a next iteration of the internet. It is simple, it is single, it is immersive. That is very important. It is immersive, right? I immerse myself into a new world, right? I teleport myself to a new world. I share the resources to the different people, right? It is persistent. It is 3D virtual area, right? I am working in an area, right, which is 3D. I can move around, I can feel, I can touch the things, right? I can change the things around me, like as physically we are moving around one place to another place. So that was basically the adding the human experience to the people, right? That was very great of the responses, right? That is what proposed, and moreover, we are actually working in that area and we are getting into it. So it is boundless. There is no boundaries of the real or digital world. It is endless, right? Now, the second thing we have over here is it is immersive. So realistic sensory experience with extended reality, right? Social experience. A lot of social experiences we see creating events meant to be shared together. It is persistent. It is decentralized. Right? Economy, digital currencies help virtual currencies. Right? So everything is you can say involved, getting involved into this metaverse. Right? And humans have become a digital humans. Right? We will talk about that as well. So a lot of changes we saw around this over the years. That is the key characteristics of this. So Metaverse is a network of 3D of digital globes where users can connect, interact, and gain knowledge of the things the same as in the natural world. Means, if I go to a person, I attend a meeting, right? I'm talking to him. I display nuances with some gestures, right? So all that gestures, my interaction, my hand movement, everything I can display using this 3D world, means using that digital humans, right? The virtual globe of metaverse is developed and managed through various technologies. So many technologies work together to make this, and naming few will be AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, cryptocurrencies, NFCs, internet. Obviously, it is there, and all other at the back end. There are many people are working like 5G and all that. They are also working behind. So, what is this AR and VR? First of all, we need to discuss that. So, virtual reality is a computer-generated environment where, with natural scenes and objects, make the user feel immersed into this surrounding. So, let's say I make somebody wear some headgear and I try to show him a solar system. So that means he can see in the headgear everything immersed into the this. He has got a voice which, as it is coming from the third world, right? Or you can say from the universe, and he sees stars around me, around us, right? That is virtual world. Everything is recreated, right? Everything is recreated. But whereas on the augmented reality, some real text is there, some actual things, physical things are there on which we overlay some text, graphics, or audio, right? So it is not completely virtual, right? It is not completely virtual. So let me take in this way that suppose there is some QR code, right? I scan the QR code using my mobile phone, right? After scanning that QR code, right, the mobile phone is redirected, the web page is redirected to some website where I see some video, right? I see some videos going around. So that is what basically is the augmented reality. Or I see that some animal is moving around on my the mobile device itself, just scanning that code, right? Or something is I am able to talk to somebody. So that is augmenting. That means that QR code or the actual human, right? Something has to be there which need to be scanned, and then I shift myself to the third world, right? That means the virtual world. That is called augmented reality. This is called augmented reality. Let me put it in a more realistic form by giving you one example. Give me a minute. Right. So, well, future of virtual reality is establishing legal organization metaverse. Lot of legal aspects have to be seen. Data security and protection that need to be seen. Service related intellectual property, copyright, patent, trademarks. This all need to be seen in order to see how it works. Right. Data deals involving technology. Right. Lot many technological deals we need to see how we work together. Right. So there are a lot many things that we see, right, in order to get into it, the virtual world, into the virtual world. So let's discuss first of all AR, VR in detail, and then we'll go get into it. Now there are many elements which work around with the metaverse. It is Web 3.0, the blockchain protocols, NFTs, games, cryptocurrencies, AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, extended reality. So there are many terms, or we call it elements, right, which move around metaverse, which help us understanding or getting into the things, right? Now, let me have a brief timeline about the metaverse first of all, and then we'll go further. Actually, the birth of internet is marked as the onset of www, that is 1991, and then 91. After that, we had a novel from a very famous personality. I'll just talk about him as well. That novel talked about the snow crash novel was there, where it is a scientific fiction novel, a science fiction novel, right? Where he talked about a term called metaverse, and which become a reality now you see around. So after that, we had saw the blockchain, we saw the gaming, Roblox, right? Many labs, many companies coming on, right? Some NFT word came on 2012, right? Oculus started with the hardware, this 3D hardware. He started with the 3D hardware, right? Oculus Quest and all that. Now you see all around, right? Which is now acquired by a very big company as well. And with the onset of this blockchain and all that, right? We saw a lot of changes in this virtual world, right? Virtual world was accompanied by something called metaverse, some new technologies wrote in, and in 2021, Facebook even changed its name to Meta, right? From the metaverse, he took a name and he renamed himself as Meta only, right? In order to make in order to give stress that yes, this is important, this is very important for us, and moreover, we are working in that world of metaverse. Like this is how we moved around. So metaverse is not one technology, which it is a combination. It is dependent on many things: AI, blockchain, interoperability, computing and networks, hardware, virtual work platform, 5G, and all that. They all work together. So it's a convergence of variety of technologies to create immersive virtual and a virtual environment, right? It is immersive virtual environment we make. So lot many different technologies work together. So it requires the things running parallelly, right, all together to give you a real world experience in a virtual world, right? The virtual world, you are in the virtual world, but it gives you a real world experience with the support of all these technologies together. So Web3, what is Web3? We talked about Web3. Web3 is a term used to define decentralization of internet. So this decentralization of internet has given rise to the blockchain, right? Which basically was the foundation, foundation of blockchain. This decentralization of foundation of the blockchain. So this Web3 basically created the virtual world as well, and that comes with the metaverse. So that was the area, that was the time when we shifted from the simple internet world to the 3D internet world, or we say Web3 or Metaverse, right? That was how we shifted. Now there are many industries which work around. There are many industries, right, which work in Metaverse, right? So there are like music, TV, film industry, fashion, cosmetics, sports, education and training, art, FMCG. They all are working in Metaverse. These all are working in Metaverse. ये जितने यहाँ दिख रहे हैं, they all are already working in Metaverse, and few of them which were basically taking time to adjust or settle itself, like transport, defense, cities, medicine, they are also now arriving towards the metaverse. They are also becoming a part of the metaverse. So if you name any industry, right, the metaverse is there, or that industry is the out product of that particular industry is available in that particular in that particular area is available in the metaverse. So that means everything what we do today, like going to a mall and purchasing a ticket to the movie, or buying a shirt, or taking a food, or paying somebody, right, or playing a game and keeping the tokens so that you can encash next time, everything can happen in metaverse. This all things can happen in metaverse, whereas security and the you can say decentralization is there. So well, AR VR, we talked to about two slides in AR VR, and then we talk about how AI is helping metaverse to build, right? So there are lot many industry areas in which the AR VR is working. So according to the IDC, AR VR market is very promising, and there is a about 75% CAGR of $120 billion by 2022. So this is a huge market, right? Huge market of AR VR in the metaverse, which a lot of growth is there. A lot of industry giants are shifting into it. So that AR world, we just take one slide about the AR. AR is not something new, right? In 2008, actually, the company called Mercedes gave its ad on the augmented reality. You need to scan the code on the paper, right? And you can see on your mobile phone, right? There is a car, right? You can change the shape of the, you can change the direction of the car by rotating it with your hand, with your fingers. You can change the color and many other things. Right. So that was basically the onset of AR, right? Way back, some 15 years back in the world of IT, right? So the goal is to enhance the person's performance and perception of the world, right? You need to understand the object better. You need to see the object, visualize the object better, and you need to increase the performance, which increases the performance, right? The buying capacity of the product increases, that the confidence of the customer towards that particular increases. So well, in AR, let's say I want to very famous. Even IKEA is having a few a few you can say products on this AR. You want to buy a table, right? A center table, right? I just place a center table, right? And I try to see how it looks in my drawing room in front of my the central sofa or something like that. I rotate that. Similarly, on the first video over here, you can see that I want to know how this motor is, you can say, motor maintenance, right? I want to assemble and deassemble the motor. I want to see the parts. Now, this video is automatically doing it, but whereas with the help of AR, you need to basically rotate a pulley or rotate a thread and pull it back and pull it inside it, right? Attach it and then rotate to tighten it, and take a screwdriver in order to open the nut bolts and try to disassemble that. So that is what basically the AR world is there. You are augmenting, right? You are augmenting. So here you can see there is a physical, the sofa and everything is physically placed over there. So you are augmenting a table onto that particular video with the use of your mobile phone. So your mobile phone is having something which you are augmenting, right? जो आप augment कर रहे हैं. So the research on computer vision as it applies to AR includes many other things like motion detection, tracking, gesture recognition, image analysis, and many other things. So they all work together, overlay right our computer on the computer vision and many other things. Computer graphics as it relates to AR includes, for example, photorealistic rendering, interactive animation, and many other things. So there are many things which work together in order to get the things. So AR, VR, now as we just discussed, VR is altogether a virtual world, right? You have to wear a headgear and you see something which is available only inside that headgear only. So augmented reality, you see the actual world and you overlay certain things. So you can see over here, you see the floor of your room, right? And you are overlaying a sofa onto it. This is overlaying, right? But here you see whatever is available inside this headgear only. So this headgear is very important for AR, for VR, sorry. So virtual reality ke liye you need to make a headgear available. That headgear is a very costly stuff because the performance of the VR depends on the capability of the headgear, right? So the headgears are available from 50,000 onwards to about 3 lakh rupees, right? Whichever suits you. According to the performance, you can buy that particular headgear. And moreover, it is bulkier as well, right? It is not handy to always keep the headgear along with you. Suppose you are on the move and you want to see the world through the virtual eyes, right? That you cannot see, that you cannot do through your mobile phone because you don't carry that headgear always with you. आप headgear नहीं लेके जाएंगे, but mobile always you will keep. So that's why now the world has come to the augmented reality, or we call it mixed reality. So we took some features of AR and some features of VR, and we call it mixed reality, or we normally call this as an extended reality. Right, we extend the augmented reality to the virtual world. So there are two new terms which came across, right, which is augmented reality and virtual reality. In between, we had something called XR and MR, right? Extended reality and mixed reality. So these are two things, right? So I hope with these 2 slides, the things will be clear. We will take on your doubts and queries at the end. In the AR world, you see many free apps are available. There's an AR loop or something like that. You can just download this app from your Google Play Store, right? And then you can overlay certain things. So you can see this is my campus, and you can see a dinosaur is moving inside my campus. Clear. This is my table on which some creature is moving around. It is moving around actually, right? It is moving on my table, right? It never comes onto the floor. So this is an offset. This basically the table boundary is basically you can say that the boundary is the table edge is the boundary for that particular creature. So it moves around the boundary only. So here I am having a globe which is moving around in my hands. So this is all basically called augmented reality, right? We are augmenting certain things, right? So there are many apps which move around. If you want to program, you can write a small program in HTML-like language to begin with, and you can have this the QR code in this marker base, the hero marker base code. You can make it and you can rotate around certain things, some ball or some creature or some image which you move around, right? And you can see you overlaying over there. You can run a image, you can download an image, you can run a video over here, right? Anything, right? You can run anything. So this is marker based AR. The previous one was markerless AR, right? This is markerless AR, this is marker based AR. So there are many things which come around. We have a course related to this on which you have a lot many, you can say, different activities, and you learn lot many things to kickstart your career. So there is a shifting in the paradigm, right? There is a lot of shift in the paradigm. Now we will be devoting another 15 minutes deep inside the metaverse, right? We'll talk more about metaverse, how the things are moving. Gaming has evolved over the last decade to become something good over there, right? What you see nowadays, initially we used to have a games as a service, right? You just used to play a game and you need to pay, or you need to earn something out of it. But now gaming is a platform, right? Games are platforms. You can build your own team in that particular game, and one team can fight with another team, compete with another team. So games as a platform, now we are working in the games as a platform. So Metaverse is the next stage, which which is driven by the combination of technology, how the consumers are interacting with the games. This all has taken place due to many things. One is the you can say the speed, the processing capability we had nowadays, right? The output generation is quite fast, right? And moreover, we got very great languages, which basically gives you the wholesome you can say control over the hardware. So that was not earlier possible. So that's why we have good interaction. So we work with. Future games will be more immersive, right? It will be more immersive and more creative. Nowadays, what you see nowadays on your mobile, they are very dumb for games. You just download and it keeps on moving. It keeps on showing you the same thing altogether. But whereas in the future, you will see a lot many things. The game designing will change. The contents will keep on changing. The business model will change. That means you will just play the game virtually. You will get paid. You will keep your earnings in cash, your earnings. So there are play to earn, play to collect, play to socialize, right? NFTs, virtual events. There are a lot many things you will see around. It is not only just we play the game and we just get awarded. That's all. Not at all. Not at all. We work many folds ahead. बहुत कुछ हमारे पास हो रहा है, बहुत कुछ हमारे पास इसके अंदर आ रहा है. Lot of marketing stuff is going around with this virtual world, where we see lot many you can say innovative ideas pouring in, right? Lot many software vendors or the developers are working around to give you the inputs in the different areas, creating this virtual world more interactive and more fascinating. So, well, if we see the past, we used to play with one or two or three or four players. In present, today we work sometimes with 100 players. Online, we keep playing 200 players. But in the future, we will be one gaming platform will be available, and will be thousands of people working running around. There will be thousands of people. सब लोग खेल रहे होंगे, and nobody will be disturbing the other. Suppose we five of us are sitting across the globe. Two of my friends are in US, two of my friends are in Delhi, and two of my friends are in Bombay, and we try to start playing a game online, right? And eight of us are playing, right, seamlessly, right, seamlessly. And moreover, if the game is not ending, right, so we can save the game, and we can again play after say a week or so, right? Next time whenever we meet up. So, and moreover, we keep that platform is keep adding. They are keeping adding on the different you can say games, right? More interactive, more creative games are being added. Reach is limitless now. It is a limitless reach, right? It is AI driven actually. Everything is AI. So I'll talk about the AI now. So that's what we come across as we call it gaming as a platform, games as a platform. So it is multi-platform mixed reality cloud initiative, right? Cloud native. So it works on purely on cloud. So you keep your earnings in NFTs, you can in cash, right? Lot many things are there which you were not having earlier, right? Only you need to either play and get paid, और आपके अकाउंट में पैसे आ जाएंगे. उसके लिए आपको lot many you can say money is to be given to the government also. 28% tax government is going to generate out of that due to these online games and all. So there are lot many stuff in the future. You will see lot big activities going around in Metaverse. So the AI, the journey of AI in Metaverse is first of all we have avatars. So it is a Ready Player Me, right? Avatars are there. So there are many avatars. Basically, we keep playing, right? Lot many avatars are there, which basically give a dynamism to the metaverse, right? The first and the foremost important. These avatars are created by AI only. So now you see that we have lot many digital humans coming in, or intelligent NPCs. So NPC stands for non-playing characters. So we have a very a good amount of non-playing characters over there. NPC we call it, which is a character in a virtual reality or a game whose response or actions are determined by the automated script or the set of rules. That means I am playing a game online, and whereas the other person who is playing with me is talking to me right? And these all actions and reactions are controlled by the AI bot at the back. That means we that human being, it looks like a human being talking to me through the video, but whereas it is not a human, it is a automated one, right? It is created by certain person, so we call it digital humans, right? So at the back, we got 3D chatbots, right, which work together. So in the metaverse, digital humans are 3D chatbots which can interact, which can react and respond to your actions on the VR world, right? So that is what basically the AI is doing at the back. So first one was Avatar, second is digital humans. The third one is the language processing or the real-time translation. Now you see, I am conversing with someone online, right, or with an avatar in say Tamil, but whereas I'm not very conversant with Tamil, right? Or I am talking to him in Hindi, but whereas my native language of that particular platform is not Hindi, it is English. So what happens at the back? Immediately, whatever is listened by that particular bot or by the machine, like say in Hindi, that Hindi is getting stored, it is getting tokenized, right? The response, the Hindi is converted to English. The response is searched by the Google or somebody at the back. The response is again sent to that particular program, and that program, what that program is doing is that program is converting that entire English into Hindi again and conversing me and making me audible. Right, that means that bot or that machine is conversing with me in Hindi, but whereas, or in Tamil, but whereas that the language in which it searches the internet or at the back, it is not English, it is Hindi. So on the fly, that language is getting processed, language is getting converted on the real time purpose. On the real time basis, the language is getting processed, the language is getting converted, and we are getting the response in English only. Right. So that is what basically the AI is doing at the back end. So content creation. So AI can help in content AI creation of content for metaverse such as 3D models, textures, and animation. So AI powered tools can automate the process of creating and designing virtual environment, reducing the time and cost required for the content creation. Right. So that is what AI is doing at the back end. Right. So you need not to worry. Right. You need to just converse in your native language. That bot or the program in the written in the metaverse using AI. Right. He is going to listen to you, convert the language into its native form, generates the response, and then gives you the response in your native language. So that is what is basically the AI working towards metaverse, right? Our content generation. Security is very important aspect. Metaverse poses a lot of security challenges, identity theft, fraud, cyber attacks. Right now, you know today that AI voice cloning is done. Right, we need to save from that also. So AI can be used to monitor user behavior and detect any suspicious activity. So if somebody is talking and somebody is on the metaverse and creating some nuisance, right? So somebody should be there in order to stop that as well, right? So that nuisance need to be controlled, right? For that we got a cyber policing also, right? Means a cyber police is there or metaverse police is there, metaverse police station is there, right? Somebody can report to the policeman as we report to the actual policeman around us. Similarly, you can report to the cyber metaverse police, and then uh, the action will be taken virtually in that virtual world against you and your identity. Right? I can personalize that. The next important aspect is the personalization. So personalization basically means I want my avatar to be created. I'm wearing a headgear. I'm wearing a pagdi. Right? My shape of my pagdi is different from the other person. So how it is different? Right? How when the avatar is getting created, my you can say outlook is getting copied onto internet, right? So he should create exactly a replica from my outlook, right? A replica from my outlook. So that is what basically is called personalization, right? So AI is getting me personalized on the metaverse. So AI is can learn your preferences, what I wear, what normally I wear, whether I wear the glasses or not, regularly, or it is just a sunglasses. It's you can say the lens I am wearing, what accessories I move around myself, right? That accessories will be you can say uh, again made for that avatar, right? Virtual activities I do, online virtual shopping I'm doing, right? ये सब कुछ मतलब everything is getting stored and getting basically replicated for the avatars on the metaverse. That is what basically is a personalization. So lot many challenges also are there in metaverse. Ownership is a big issue. Deep fakes I talked about, right? Voice cloning and deep fakes, user transparency, fair use of AI and ML, right? Not many people use this AI and ML for the wrong things, right? Against the law, against the mankind. Right to use data for AI model training, right? Whether the data generated out of that program is to be used for your modeling, for your personal use, right? That need to be seen. Accountability, right? Accountability is a big cause. Who did that, and whether he was allowed to do that or not, that is again a very big thing. Now, in the virtual world, you see virtual footwear is there, virtual the SCART lenses. We can see lot many things before we move around to the metaverse, one level down. So that was what we talked about was the AI doing for the metaverse, right? Now we just see what metaverse is doing. AI, virtual footwear, virtual glasses are there, virtual makeup is there. Lot many things we move around with a makeup and all that, right? Not many big companies are also into it. In India, also we are doing very well. Walmart, Amazon has already surpassed Walmart in virtual clothing, right? They have bought the startup also, right? And they have increased the sale from 15% in 2020 to 25%. They have increased over $41 billion they invested into it. So that's great to the virtual clothing. All the big brands, Gucci, right, Go, Snapchat, everybody is working on the virtual try, right? That means the AR or VR available in mobile, available in your desktop or in your mobile phone, right, or in your browser. We call it extended reality. We call this as extended reality, right? So this extended reality is basically the motto or the slogan of the day, right? For which you need not require a big or separate device, right? My simple phone can do that if it is programmed at the back end, right? So everybody is working around with one or the other different technology. The multiverse is when all these metaverse different words work together. Okay, Omniverse is another term created by chip maker Nvidia. So they basically work into a similar area, similar platform. Some technological differences are there. Otherwise, when metaverse created by Facebook or Meta and Omniverse talk to each other, that becomes a multiverse, right? Means two gaming platforms, different people are playing game. They interact with each other. That becomes a multiverse. So that is what is different description, example, and all we jot down over here. Emerging technologies in the area of metaverse are 3D design, right? We got a 3D design. Metaverse create a lot of 3D design, 3D reconstruction of objects and all that. Some metaverse experiences are built around an actual site called temple, museum and all that. So AI take care of that. AI take care of the avatar. Just now we discussed AI, AR, VR, knowledge aids in designing virtual workplaces, right? We work virtually together. We do meeting virtually, right? We talk to each other virtually, right? Not many virtual things are happening around. So let me come up to that. Metaverse is worth $679 billion industry by 2035. Not many NFTs and cryptocurrencies interact with learning environments we are working around. Big companies like Google, Meta, and everybody is working and they are building their own metaverse. Right? Now, metaverse is a nirvana, right? There's a place where people relax. In the future, you will see that people will be relaxing in the metaverse, right? They will move around in the metaverse to get themselves relaxed. That is very important. Digital economy of the metaverse will be growing. You can sell, produce, you can do all the individualistic things onto the metaverse. You can create your own personal profile like we do on Twitter and LinkedIn that you can create on metaverse, right? And get paid for that. Metaverse future basically is very bright, right? Lot many vendors are already working in the area of NFTs. They have converted either means they take money in NFTs. They interact interface with NFTs only. They create their own NFTs. They create their own currency and many other things. So Metaverse future also contribute significantly to the growth of the virtual economy, which is based on video games, virtual worlds with minimal disruptions. So, well, for us by 2030, imagination is only the limit, right? I want to fly to California to attend a meeting. Simultaneously, I'm along with my family. I'm in a say Taj, in front of the Taj. I'm sitting and getting clicked by silk, right? I may be attending a soccer tournament in Brazil. Anything I can do, right? Without moving from my home. That all I could do. By 2030, you will see all these bits and the bits and pieces in the slot, and you will see a big picture coming across.